All right, y'all. First and foremost, give all praises, honor, and glory to the Most High God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and his son Hamashiach, or Hamashiach, who some call Yahushua, Yeshua, Yahusha, uh, Yashayah, Yehoshua. We mostly know as Jesus Christ. Got the document. I'm gonna go ahead and get the document, throw it out there. You know, I wanted to make it nice and pretty and put some bells and whistles with it, but Spirit kind of saying, man, just throw that thing out there. See what they do with it. You know, just throw it out there. I know some of my brothers been waiting, been drooling. I'm finna show this brother, he don't know what he talking about, and that's not what this is. This document really is like a questionnaire, and it's really just to make you think. I'm not here to confound you. I'm not trying to embarrass nobody. I'm just showing you things that I've seen, that I see in the text, that really get bounced around. They really get the runaround. A lot of these texts get the runaround. And this is just part one. All right, this is just part one of this PDF series, dealing with the Gentiles and who are the Gentiles. And like I said, it's just a questionnaire. And for any brother or sister that you know, you have any questions, you can reach out to me, princeofpowerisraelites.com, princeofpowerisraelites.com. God willing, you'll be able to go to the description and download this PDF and go ahead and look into it. You know, you'll kind of see what I'm suggesting with you know, some of these things. You'll see where I'm trying to go with the questions that I'm asking. And if you feel like there's something I need to know, hey man, do a video, or you know, send me a email, and you know, show me where you think I may be going wrong on these passages. It's about 20 slides. And again, you know, it's gonna be, I'd rather you do a video because it's a lot of writing you'll have to do to answer these. A lot of these ain't just yes or no questions. Some are though, you know what I'm saying, but some of them aren't. Some of them, you know, especially if you're gonna get around them, you're gonna need to do some. You're gonna have to have some explaining to go on. So I'd rather, you know, especially my brothers with channels, to do a video. You know what I'm saying, and then you can send me the video, or you know, hit my link with the video, or hit this channel. Put the link. Anybody who does a video, you want me to see it and want me to speak on it, maybe go over it on this channel, you can hit the comments and tag your video in the comments. Put your video in the comments. And if we have time, man, we'll go through them. We'll go through all of them and see what you brothers are coming up with, what your answers are to these questions. And you know, I welcome vice versa. You know, if someone wants to do the exact opposite and prove to me with the opposite understanding, I'll be more than welcome to take on that questionnaire and answer those things. We'll go through it a little bit for those who really, you know, probably have the understanding that I do, and you just want to look at it. And it's even for y'all too, because it'll build a defense. Man, it's for everybody. This is gonna help any believer in the text, so that we can better defend. Or, you know, if you're on the opposite end and you just want to stay on that these Gentiles are Israelites, and if you just want to stay there, then these are some of the questions that's gonna come at you, and you can build a defense for them, and you can wait on part 2 and then build a defense for part 2. But I don't see nothing bad coming out of this, except, you know, people, maybe your feelings get hurt, or maybe you get mad at me, you know what I'm saying? But that's, you know, if you can't answer it. But if you feeling angry at me because of this PDF, you got to check your spirit, man. Because you can't answer the people. You got to check your spirit. All right, so let me transition over and we'll look at this. You'll look at a little of this. You know, in the beginning here, I want defined terms. I would like, not that I want, this ain't, I'm not trying to quiz again. This is, you can look into this, take as long as you want. Proselyte, stranger, circumcision, the uncircumcision, the Gentile, the Grecian, the Greek, the heathen. We need to define these terms. These terms need to be defined so you don't stray from your methodology. It's some foundational things we have to plant first, and before you stray off into other other things, and you stray away from your see. If I see you stray away from, if you say heathen is it can be Jew or Gentile, then I would need for, watch this, whoever you think these terms apply to, give an example, book, chapter, verse. I need the example or a verse that suggests that a heathen is an Israelite, or a Greek is an Israelite, or a heathen is a non-Israelite. A heathen is the other nations. If that's what you put there, then I need a verse that correlates to that understanding. I need a verse that shows that a proselyte can be a heathen, or it could be a Israelite. I know the understanding that brothers have, and of course, that first coming, and but if that's what you believe, put it there. Put it there. But lay out your premise first. You get to lay out your premise, sit here all day, research as long as you want. Jew, what is a Jew? What is an Israelite? What is the nation? Sojourner, foreigner. What are these definitions? How do you define these? And then you keep it going throughout. When did the northern kingdom return from the Syrian captivity? I need book, chapter, verse. And if they never return, where did they go? Where did they go? And we go, this is going to be on part 2 also. It's going to be on part 2 also, because I have an inkling. There's a lot of other information we're going to have to go through. We have to deal with the second address and exegeting that, and what, crossing over means, and so forth. We definitely have to look into that. And I'm going to tell you a good place for all my Northern Kingdom brothers. Y'all need to go watch that Zion Lex. And I think the brother name was James. And he was a white dude. But man, I feel like he did Zion Lex dirty, man. And Zion Lex wasn't doing nothing but using Talmudic sources, rabbinic sources, and he wasn't using the Bible. But we're gonna talk about that this coming week. We got a lot to go over, y'all. It's been a little chaotic in Israel, and man, we gonna have to speak on it. From these passages, were Paul afraid? Man, y'all can go ahead. The Dave Slow Cooker, shout out to Dave. Who was Paul's minister unto? Read Jeremiah, exegete Ezekiel 47. Y'all tell me if there's some errors in there. Y'all, I ain't the brightest person on the planet. All right. But read Romans 11. Who's the natural tree? These are simple things. Who's the natural tree? Broken branches of the tree, and the natural branches. Who are the natural tree? Who are the broken branches from the tree? And what caused the natural branches to be broken? And who is the wild olive tree? All right. So you need 3 here. I should have put the who is the wild olive tree, but this natural tree, branches broken from the natural tree, and the wild olive tree. All right. And then once you give me them answers, I can look and see if, and then, navigate to Romans 11. And I can see where you at. I can see, okay, you trying to navigate it like that. Well, the natural tree is these people, and the natural tree, these people also. And then why the branches broken off. And then, I can see where you at with that. Especially if you're saying, for example, the Northern Kingdom is in America. And let's say that the cause of the branches to be broken is an unbelief in Christ. Well, then the Northern Kingdom wasn't there to do that. So how did they get broken off? How would they get broken off if that's the case? If the northern kingdom wasn't there to witness Christ? Not saying that's how one is playing. I'm just trying to give you an example of how once I see that, once we got that foundation, then we can look and see where you going. You can exegete that Romans 11 properly. Centurion heal questions. Parable of the wine dresser. It's a light thing. Exegete Malachi 1. You completed part 1. It ain't even that deep, y'all. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep, y'all. So I'm gonna put that in the I'm gonna put the link to this in the description. Y'all tell me, tell me what you think, man. Read over it. And definitely looking for feedback, man. Again, y'all pray this thing was edifying. Y'all be blessed. Shalom.